I never thought my quiet retirement would turn into a battle that would shake an entire neighborhood. After 30 years as a state environmental officer, I crave peace, a life of misty mornings by my private lake, the soft call of loons, and the gentle ripple of water against my dock. I'd earned it. So, in 1999, I bought 2 acres in the heart of Pinewood County, a secluded slice of northeastern wilderness with a spring-fed lake cradling my land like a silver crescent. It was my sanctuary, legally protected, and I built a modest home to soak in its beauty. I called it Miller's Bend, after a local fisherman's tale etched into the dock's arch. For over 2 decades, it was paradise until the survey flags appeared. At first, I mistook the neon orange markers for litter, scattered along my northern tree line like careless trash. I pulled them out, tossed them in my shed, and forgot about them. But they returned, joined by spray-painted stakes and 2 men in hard hats peering through my woods toward my lake. "Can I help you?" I called from my porch, coffee in hand, voice steady. One waved dismissively. "Just surveying for a new community. Pinecrest HOA is expanding." "Won't bother you, sir." But I knew better. I'd heard whispers of the old Carter farm being auctioned off to a developer, Pinecrest, with grand plans for a luxury gated community boasting shared lake access. The problem? The only lake nearby was mine. It started subtly flyers from Pinecrest HOA inviting me to join their vision of modern living. I ignored them. Then came emails, followed by a visit from a woman in a crisp blazer, Lisa Grant, all smiles and ambition. "Your lake could be our centerpiece," she said, standing on my porch. "A partnership benefits everyone." I pointed to the deed framed above my fireplace. "It's mine, protected by state law. No partnership." Her smile faltered. "Sometimes deeds are outdated," she said, and I knew trouble was brewing. By spring, the rumble of machinery echoed through my trees. From my dock, I watched a pavilion rise just beyond my property, a hulking structure with a deck jutting toward my lake, complete with picnic tables and signs promising community shoreline access. They'd cleared my trees, redirected runoff into my fish channel, and built on my land. Furious, I contacted the county, armed with my 2003 survey and GPS coordinates. The clerk shrugged. "They filed permits for their parcel. Prove they crossed your line." So, I did. My survey showed their deck sprawled 30 feet onto my property, violating wetland laws to boot. I marched into the Pinewood County Recorder's office, a squat brick building I knew from my fieldwork days. In 10 minutes, I had Pinecrest's filings permits, blueprints, and parcel records. The clerk, Mary, raised an eyebrow. "They're building a dock on your land," she said, pointing to a blueprint. "That's not theirs." I nodded. "Exactly." Back home, I spread the documents across my table, layering my survey over their plans. The evidence was undeniable. Their pavilion was illegal, and they'd knowingly bulldozed protected shoreline. I called Pinecrest's office. Lisa Grant, now Director of Community Growth, answered with syrupy confidence. "Mr. Harlan, what can I do for you?" "Stop building on my land," I said, listing their violations: encroachment, wetland destruction, false signage. She claimed their lawyers had vetted everything. "You're wrong," I warned. "Keep this up, and you'll face a state demolition order." Her tone hardened. "We'll see about that." Days later, a glossy Pinecrest newsletter arrived, touting their lakeside pavilion, opening in summer 2025, with renderings of my lake as "Your Lake, Your Life." The audacity burned. I filed a formal complaint with the State Water Board, attaching surveys, photos, and damage reports. 3 weeks later, state SUVs rolled in, agents, surveyors, and a drone operator. Leading them was Sarah Klein, a no-nonsense officer from the Water Board. "We're verifying your claims," she said, shaking my hand. As we walked the boundary, she marked violations: unauthorized grading, cleared vegetation, and a pavilion sitting 32 feet on my land. "This is willful overreach," she muttered. "They'll answer for it." Pinecrest doubled down. They hosted a barbecue at the pavilion, banners fluttering as kids ran down my illegally cleared path. But Sarah's team watched, taking notes. Days later, a yellow violation notice was nailed to the pavilion's door: 7 violations, $10,000 daily fines, and a 30-day demolition order. No appeals. The HOA's next meeting was chaotic. Residents, facing soaring dues to cover fines, turned on the board. "You built on his land," one shouted. Lisa tried to spin it, but I stood and spoke. "You were warned." This wasn't foolish, it was arrogant. The room fell silent. Instead of complying, Pine Crest through a ribbon-cutting ceremony, Lisa posing with oversized scissors as bluegrass played. I let it happen, knowing their arrogance would bury them. Sarah called that night. They're escalating fines and referring this to the Attorney General for criminal liability. The state's enforcement letter followed, detailing $130,000 in fines and banning public use of the structure. Residents revolted online, demanding answers. Lisa requested a meeting, offering a shared access deal. "You're offering me my lake?" I scoffed. "You ignored every warning. Now you pay." The demolition began quietly. Workers in hard hats dismantled the pavilion, cedar slats stacked like kindling. Residents watched, some snapping photos, others murmuring. In town, strangers nodded at me, one clapping my shoulder. "You fought back," he said. But Pinecrest lawyers tried one last jab, threatening a countersuit for public hysteria. I laughed. "Test your luck in court," I said. "The evidence is ironclad." Channel 7's Ellen Parker aired the story. Pinecrest illegal pavilion faces demolition. Drone footage showed my scarred shoreline, residents' anger, and the padlocked pavilion. The HOA crumbled. Leaked emails revealed they'd known the land was mine but gambled I'd cave. The board dissolved, families demanded refunds, and property values tanked. My lake gained permanent conservation status, barring future development within 100 feet. I replanted the shoreline with a young worker, teaching him to restore native ferns and sedges. Frogs returned, their chorus filling the night. One evening, a boy biked up. "My mom says this lake's yours. Can I draw it?" "Anytime," I said. The fight was over. The land was healing, and so was the community. Neighbors brought wildflower seeds, helped clear debris, and asked for advice. I started a monthly Lake Watch group in my barn, where we shared coffee and stewardship tips. By fall, I spoke at the county's land forum, not for glory, but to tell my story. "I never wanted a fight," I said. "I just wanted peace." The room applauded, and a consultant urged me to write a book. I started journaling it, just legal notes, but moments. The light on the water, the day the first frog eggs appeared. That winter, my old colleague Tom Reed visited. Over whiskey, we flipped through my binder of clippings and photos. "You're a folk hero," he teased. I snorted. "Just a guy who said no." The lake glimmered under the moon, still and whole. It wasn't just mine, Aganit was respected. I'd stayed, fought, and reminded everyone that peace isn't given. It's earned. What do you think? Was I right to fight, or should I have compromised? Have you faced injustice or overreach in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your stand on standing up to wrongs.